Grab one of your blocks or a thick book. Try not to drop it on your face. Place it in between your thighs. Probably at the narrowest width, though you might pick a little bit wider width depending on how it feels for your hips and the position of your legs in relation to the pelvis. You'll start to move up and down in bridge slowly. Might not be a really big lift, so a little squeeze against that block. Inhale to lift your hips, and exhale to lower them down. And it doesn't matter how high you lift your hips off the floor. It does matter that you're getting that little squeeze against the block and that you're breathing. But your hips can move very little or more than a little. You'll move with your breath up and down. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. The next time that you lift, take your block out from in between your thighs. And as you inhale, extend your right leg forward. Keep your thighs at the same level to the best of your ability. And exhale to lower your foot. So you'll alternate, hips stay lifted. So you've got some core support going on. Your midsection is doing some work. You're not all wibbly wobbly. You might set your hands up like I've got them. So that way you can see if, as you move your legs, your hips are shifting all over the place. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to feel. So having thumb tips on the hip points can help you see, oh, my hip just moved a lot when I lifted my leg or lowered my leg. Release your hips down to the floor. Grab your block or book. Take it in between your hands. Soles of feet together, knees wide. Stretch arms alongside ears. Then return block to in between your thighs. Hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers. Feet could be on the floor for more low back support or shins parallel to the floor. Take an inhale. Hold your breath. Squeeze your block. Press your low back against the floor. Exhale, curl up, pull low belly down. If your low back is hating on that, or you're having a hard time finding your low belly, press your back against the floor. Continue that same motion. Or you could reach the feet up towards the ceiling to make it a little more challenging. Hold your breath, squeeze your block, curl tailbone up, exhale, lift shoulder blades up, pull low belly down. Move with your breath up and down. Release feet down to the floor. Block in between your hands. Draw your belly button down towards the floor. Take your arms alongside your ears. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle from side to side with your legs and soles of feet together, knees wide. Stretch legs out. Begin to reach your hands up towards the ceiling while still squeezing against that block and start to curl yourself up to seated. If you're having a hard time lifting with your legs extended, bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet on the floor. You're trying to do this from strength and not momentum. You're not just trying to swing yourself up. Do the best that you can. Make your way up to seated. Then come on up to standing. Grab that trusty block or book again. Place it back in between your thighs. Sink your hips back for chair and reach your arms forward. Inhale to extend your legs. Exhale, sink your hips back. Nice little squat with a little squeeze against your block or book to remind your inner thighs to do their part of the job. Move up and down with your breath. Keep pressing weight down into both feet. You'll take your block out from in between your thighs. Hands on your hips. Grab both blocks or stacks of books or whatever you're using. Step right foot back to set up for a lunge. Bend your back knee and elbows. And exhale. Inhale, extend both legs and both arms. Exhale, bend knees, bend elbows. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Hands come down to your blocks or books. Step your right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale to reach arms up. Exhale, bend, knee and elbows. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend knees and elbows. Move up and down with your breath. Inhale, extends all your legs and arms. Both your legs, both your arms. And exhale, bends them. Step left foot forward, right foot back. block that's on the left at the lower height, or slide some of those books out of the way. And begin to reach arms back towards your right foot. Try to lift your belly button away from your thigh, not necessarily your belly. Just draw your belly button in and float yourself up to warrior three. You can always bring your right fingertips down to that block. You'll sweep your right leg forward, cross right leg over left leg. Toe tips could rest on block or books or on the floor. Inhale, extend your right leg back to your lunge. And exhale, bring that leg forward and wrap it. So move back and forth at your own pace. You can always take a breath in each shape as it makes sense for you. You'll reach right leg back to lunge, then sweep it forward to wrap right thigh over left. Like a crossover. Step right foot forward then. Forward fold, give yourself a little wiggle, a little shake. Your neck and shoulders. Get a release from some tension if you've been holding there. Now right block is the lower block, left one's a little bit higher. Step left foot back. Reach left arms back, float up to warrior three, and cross left thigh over right thigh. Inhale, extend your leg back, touch your toes down for that lunge, and exhale to bring your left leg forward. You can always set up that block on the left or books or end table to be as high as you need to help support you in your balance here. Move back and forth with breath. And step left foot forward. And bend your knees, give your head a little wiggle. And come on up to standing. Now you'll find wall space. So you want your hands a little bit lower than your shoulders so you can fold. Float right leg back behind you. Cross right thigh over left. So you're pressing against the wall, feeling belly button draw towards your spine. So you're using your abdominals to support you. And you're working that crossover action with your hands on a wall. Your outer hip of the standing leg doing a lot of work. You're not just shifting your hip over to the right when your left leg's lifted. Move back and forth between that extension, left leg back, crossover, left thigh wraps over right. And if you're feeling ready, take it away from the wall. Bend left knee, stretch right leg back into the right. Bring right leg forward, step that foot down, and press your left foot up off the floor. So right leg extends back into the right, left knee's bent. Bring your right leg forward, wrap it over your left leg, shift a weight on the right foot, and come off your left foot, point those toes. So you can do this with knee pads on if you want to really recreate that action. You could also do it with skates on. You'll swap sides. Left leg out and back. Cross left thigh over right. Plant that foot down and lift your right leg. Your outer hip of the standing leg, the right leg in this case, is doing a lot of work. So play around with this side to side. Work on this crossover action without your skates so you get the hip strength, the core strength that you need to help you make this action happen on the track too.